I am a current third-year resident. I am originally from Missoula, Montana, and I did medical school at Rocky Vista University in Colorado.
I grew up in a village called Klowok down in southeast Alaska, and I went to the University of Washington School of Medicine.
So I'm a second-year family medicine resident, and I'm from Gallup, New Mexico, and I went to the University of Mexico School of Medicine.
I'm currently an R2 in the Alaska Family Medicine residency program. I'm here today with my wife, Lacey, and our two girls, Amelia and Lily.
My first interview was here in Alaska, and I had spent a couple days, about 5 days before I had done my interview, just to kind of get the experience. I think my biggest worry was just being away from family.
So when we found out that we did match here, just a whole wave of emotions and, scary at first, but once that kind of left us of, okay, we're gonna do this, let's pack up and go.
And as soon as I was done with it, I was like, this was my top choice. And so I actually kept introducing that to my family, like, hey, Alaska is really great.
Moving's always a challenge, and moving to Alaska certainly presented additional barriers. We decided to rent a big U-Haul and load that up and load up our SUV and do a 2-week road trip through all the national parks and through Canada. And it was a lot of fun. It was challenging. I think it's memories that they will have and that we will have forever.
When we drove up here in our car, it took us 2 weeks to get here. So probably it would be better to take an airplane.
I think one other thing that surprised both of us was how quickly we decided that this was going to be somewhere we wanted to stay longer term. We moved up trying to be as agnostic as we could, and we had the conversation about this may be something we want to do long term.
I'd say my favorite outdoor activities here in Alaska include backcountry flying, backcountry skiing, fly fishing, hunting.
I've been a runner, so I've been hitting as many trails as I can.
I love trail running, I love skiing, I love mountain biking.
I appreciate all of the outdoor activities that are available in winter up here. So we did a lot of cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, just going and exploring the parks, bringing the girls sledding. So there was a lot for us to do during the winter, and so we never felt like we were stuck inside hunkering down during the winter season. We've been really happy here, and I think anybody else who has a family could find a lot to do here and be happy.
The qualities I was looking for in a residency program was training that would prepare me to practice eventually in rural Alaska.
So I was looking for a program that would have a good community, good people that I wanted to be around, and a place that my family was going to be happy. And I felt like Alaska checked all those boxes.
My favorite part of this program is the people. We have amazing faculty and support staff, and the residents are all amazing. We are kind of a big family who take care of each other.
A lot of the specialists here know the importance of what we do through primary care, so it's nice for them to be willing to take us in. And I think just working with them and them being very willing to teach and get us involved has been the best part so far.
I think this residency program has a lot of strengths. One that I appreciate is the diversity of the patient population that we see here at Providence. Of course, our residency program has its own patient panel, but on top of that, we also care for not only the rest of the community, but the rest of the state, really.
That sense of community is one of the main reasons that we chose to rank Alaska as highly as we did.
So Bethel is an amazing experience. Most of the docs up there are all graduates of this program at various levels in their training. And so it was really cool to see multi-generations of physicians working up there. And it's just a really good community of teaching and mentorship. Bethel Hospital serves a catchment area of the size of Oregon. And so you see patients with a lot of very advanced pathology and very advanced disease processes. I went on quite a few medevacs, which is a really fun experience. You get to see a lot of the state, and then you also get to practice triaging and more acute management of critically ill people who need to get a higher level of care. And you work alongside of the flight team, who are paramedics and nursing trained providers. When it comes to radiotraffic medicine, it's a unique experience where you are on the phone with a health aide in a village or the patient. You don't get to actually examine the patient yourself. Your information about the situation is from either the patient or the health aide in that setting. And it's a unique experience that you kind of have to decide whether this patient is sick enough to need to be medevaced to Bethel or even Anchorage, or if they're safe to stay in their village based on the information that's available to you. And it's an experience that I would say this is unique to this residency and not something that you get to do anywhere else other than Alaska.
If your goal is to be trained to be a full spectrum family doctor, especially if you're looking to practice rurally, I think that this is a really strong program and one that you'd be doing yourself a big favor by applying to.
Anyone who comes up here is going to enjoy it. I've enjoyed it so far, especially if you're an outdoors person, but there's certainly a lot of indoor stuff you can do as well.
I think that our program is very strong with training full spectrum rural physicians. We have amazing rural experiences. We have amazing experiences in the hospital that prepare you for all sorts of situations that you might encounter in your practice. And I think that's one of our strengths. And if that's something that the applicants are interested in, I think this is a great place for them to come.
We are really happy here, and this is where we wanted to be. So for anybody who's considering this program, consider taking the leap.
We would have regretted not being brave and making the choice to come up here.